Previously in this video series, we established that sentence comprehension begins with word recognition, but recognizing individual words is only the first step in understanding a sentence. When we listen to a sentence, we encounter a sequence of words, one word after another. However, to make sense of that sequence, we must group words into phrases and fit the phrases together into a sentence. This process is called parsing. The structure of the phrases we build as we parse dictates the meaning we give to the phrases. Take as an example these two phrases, home run and run home. They mean two very different things, even though they contain the same words. In home run is a noun. In run home, run is a verb. So how do we parse moment to moment as we listen to someone speaking? The consensus among psycholinguists is that we parse by combining two strategies, minimal attachment and late closure. Following the minimal attachment strategy, our parser attempts to join every pair of words that it encounters into a phrase. Let's use an example of a three-word sequence. Understand the assignment. The parser attempts to join words 1 and 2, but the combination understand the does not conform to the syntax of English, and the attachment fails. So the parser moves on and attempts to join words 2 and 3. The assignment does conform to English syntax. The determiner, the preceding a noun, creates a determiner phrase. In the meantime, the first word, understand, has been held in working memory. It can now be joined with the determiner phrase, successfully creating a verb phrase. The head of the verb phrase is understand, and its direct object is the assignment. The advantage of the minimal attachment strategy is that it uses little working memory. In our example, understand is held in working memory for the briefest of moments. However, there is also a disadvantage to this strategy. Minimal attachment ignores phrase boundaries when those boundaries are unspoken. Building on our example, imagine that after designating the assignment as a direct object, two further words are encountered. Was canceled. The new words are incompatible with the current parse. Was canceled is a verb phrase, and the only way to make it fit with the preceding words is to reassign the determiner phrase, the assignment, changing its role from the direct object of understand to the subject of a new clause. The assignment was canceled. This new clause is free to become the clausal complement of the main verb, understand. By following a minimal attachment strategy, the parser has made a mistake, overlooking a silent clause boundary. Psycholinguists call such errors garden paths, a path that leads the listener astray. This is when the alternate strategy of late closure intervenes and saves the day. Late closure delays the attachment of the assignment until after the final words was canceled have been perceived. By waiting, the parser can readily designate the assignment as the subject of a clausal complement. The late closure strategy has built-in wait time that leads to fewer mistakes. But late closure also has a disadvantage. It places a greater burden on working memory. Successful parsing depends on knowing the syntax of the language being spoken. Children typically achieve this knowledge around their 4th birthdays. Young toddlers in particular may have difficulty parsing complex sentences containing multiple clauses because of their greater potential for garden paths and burden on working memory. Caregivers communicating with young children and professionals working with them should be aware that these young minds are still developing their ability to parse sentences.